Hello and welcome to a tutorial on how to mix live audio for a video. I have a friend who's a videographer and excuse me, does a lot of live filming, and he asked me what he could do to improve his live audio that he records from the desk. I've done some work for him in the past, and I thought it would be an ideal opportunity to do a wee tutorial so that perhaps other people out there could benefit from it as well. Okay, so what he usually records with a Zoom H4, which is it's got an X and Y mic at the top, and it's got two line inputs, stereo line in from the desk, and obviously two mics in the room. So you get two feeds, which is one is a room, which is this one, and a desk. Okay, quite a bit of difference in those. Let's just show you a bit with the crowd here. There you go, quite a big difference there. The room mic doesn't really have much in the way of definition in it. It's quite distant and boomy sounding, but it does contain the crowd. And I find that if you've just got a desk mix, it's pretty dry and bare sounding. So you really do need the room mic to make it sound and feel like it's at a gig. So what I'm going to do is even out the differences between the files. Quite often, if the desk is off to one side and the mic is positioned at the sound desk, you'll get huge differences in the left and right feed. You can see in this one it's not too bad, but the bottom feed is much bigger than the top one. So well, it's not hugely different, but it's definite boost on the right hand channel as opposed to the left. So most sequencers will allow you to split the audio from a stereo file either on importing, or you can do it once it's in there. Reaper lets you do it once you've got it in. So there you go, explode multi-channel audio, and what it will give you is two separate mono files, which I'm just going to pan to the middle. I've done some processing on this already, just to speed things up. Let's just delete that. Okay, so left and right audio. Let's have a listen to one of them. Okay, so we're just going to even out the difference between the two files. As a reference, I usually like to use a track from the band if they have anything recorded. I did this band's album, so I've got the original track here. If you just make the level of the reference track similar to the track you're working on, you should be able to A/B back and forth. But I find it's a really good way to do it. Okay, so we're going to start with the room file. I'm going to try and make the first file, doesn't matter which one, sound as much like the recorded track as we can. You'll only be able to do so much, so don't worry if you can't get it exactly right. So you know that's quite boomy and bassy. I've done a bit of EQ on it, and let's just bypass that. Okay, let's go back and forth again. Let's have a listen. Not bad. It's not great. I'm not going to spend massive time on it. You'll have to use your own ears and your own judgment as to what you think is right. But once I've got one channel sounding close, then I'm going to match the second channel to the first channel. So let's just again, I've done some processing beforehand. Just bypass that, and we'll go back and forth between the two. Okay, I made this minus 1.57, I think. was a bit boomy still. Okay, so once you think you've got them sounding pretty close when they're panned in the middle, just pan them left and right. If you find a section with the vocalist singing and try and get the vocal in the middle. It's not bad, I'll say I'm not going to spend hours on it just now. If you bus these two tracks to a stereo bus, then you can obviously EQ them together afterwards. But once they're evened out, then the EQ is going to be the same both sides. Okay, so we've done that. We've got the room sounding not too bad. Sorry, excuse me. And we're just gonna, let's start on the desk. So let's mute the room and have a listen to the desk.
Someone switch the light on, bring me out the dark.
Not bad. Before we do that, actually, so I just forgot about this. I'm going to time align the desk with the room. In bigger venues, you obviously have a delay between the sound getting from the stage to your microphones, whereas the feed that's coming through the desk will be, you know, practically instantaneous. So if you try to find a drum hit, in fact, I've already done this. Let me just move it back to where it's. So if I move this forward, you'll see if we go here. This is the desk feed, and there's the room. So you can see there's a delay between these two hits. If you find a drum hit which is out on its own, there we go, that's smack in the middle with nothing else around it. That's what you're looking for, is like a snare hit, a drum hit, something that's going to give you a timing reference. Drummers are quite good and they like to hit their drums all the time, regardless of when they're supposed to be playing or not, so that benefits us. Okay, so I've worked out that this is about, I switched my time reference to seconds, and it got 56 milliseconds, which, if you work it out, 340 meters per second is about 20 meters, which is about right for the venue that we're in. In fact, I've got a little clip here to show you. There you go. So you can see there's a front house, you know, the speakers there. The mic was about there, and this is me at the desk here. There's my hand. Excellent. Rocking. Okay, so speakers there. My mic was around about there, so that's about 20 meters from there to there. And yeah, that shows there, you know, 56 milliseconds. Okay, so you can either drag the desk backwards or the room forwards. So I'm going to drag the desk backwards, just so it lines up approximately. Let's just drag that down. Get a better look at the transient. So somewhere about, it's about there-ish. Okay, it won't be very clear on this example because there's not a huge amount of distance between the room mic and the stage and the room mic. Excuse me. In bigger venues, like stadiums and things like that, you know, it will be a lot bigger, and you will actually be able to hear that kind of like echo, that kind of slap that you get. But this should tie it up nicely. Let's play the two together. Cool. Okay.